guys, welcome back. Happy to have you back. I'm excited. I have Yadira back here with us and Danny Montero, certified personal trainer with Mind and Body Soul Fitness. And we're gonna get into some dynamic stretching. That's the first thing we're gonna do. But make sure you have your towel, your water bottle, because we're gonna sweat and you're gonna get thirsty. All right, so let's get right in tight. Okay, the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna do some side lunges. So you're gonna be wide here and then just go to the side. All right, we're gonna just keep moving side to side. So when I move to one side, I'm gonna go to the side view so you can see. One leg is bent, the other one is straight. All right, just keep moving, good. Good, right there. All right, we'll just loosen the muscles up, all right? Each one we're gonna do for 20 seconds and 30-second rest. Good, and just loosen them. This is just another form of stretching, moving, loosen up the muscles. All right, we're gonna switch. We're gonna do front kicks, okay? So the way I like to do it is, we're gonna start off like this. Left hand in the front, right leg, we're gonna swing it straight. Tap your toe. Here, just go where you feel comfortable. If you can't touch your toe, that's okay. Inhale, exhale, keep the abs tight. All right, we're gonna 10 more seconds and we're gonna switch. We're loosening up the hamstrings. All right, switch. Here we go. Now, my right hand's in the front, I'm swinging with my left. Here we go. If you can't touch your toe, that's fine. Eventually, you will. But this is just to stretch. Warm up the muscles. And then the next one we're gonna do is butt kicks. We're going, all right, here we go. We're gonna loosen up the quads. So Yadira is gonna do like this here.
I just have to roll with the punches
Okay.
and sort of go with it
And
go, okay,
I'm just
tomorrow
gonna
on the day.
do them like so. Hop.
In May 2011, I will be competing in the International Sports Modelling Physique Competition. And it'll be
Keep the
roughly
shoulders
9 to
back,
10 months after my
abs
second
tight.
baby.
Inhale, exhale.
Unfortunately, I don't actually have a nanny to take care of my children, a chef to
All right,
prepare my meals,
break.
someone to do my
And we're gonna
washing.
take 30 seconds rest.
I don't have a
And we're gonna get right back into the side lunges,
I don't even have
front
a
kicks,
chip.
butt kicks. All right. Hope everyone enjoyed that 30-second break. Make sure you got your sip of water. Not a big chug like I always say. You don't want to, that can lead to cramps in the abs. All right, here we go. Side lunges. Get in your position and side to side. Make sure when you go, you lean forward and stick the butt out. All right, keep the legs tight. As you get warmer, the muscles get a little more flexible, you're able to go lower. So from the side, here. All right. We're gonna switch. Now front kicks. Left hand in the front, we're gonna start with the right leg. Kick, here we go. This time we're gonna, a little more faster. All right, than you did the first time. 4 more seconds left. Come on, we got this. Let's go. And we're gonna switch. Right hand in the front, we're gonna swing with the left. Let's go. It's a great way to start your morning or you're ending your day. A good workout. 5 more seconds, come on. All right, we're gonna switch butt kicks. And Yadira's gonna do the beginners, the modified version, and I'm gonna make sure you try to force the heel to kick the butt. Shoulders back, abs tight. Come on. Couple more seconds left. All right, 30-second rest. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. Hope everyone enjoyed their 30-second rest. Here we go. We're gonna go back to the side lunges. This time we're gonna do it a little faster than we did the first 2 times. Get in your position. Let's go. Come on. Don't worry about going as low or as fast if you're not able to. I want you to keep your perfect form. I don't want you to get injured. As long as you feel a good stretch in the hip flexors, you might feel it different areas in your legs. All right, break from that. Now the front kicks, left hand in the front. We're gonna swing with the right leg and touch the toe. If you can't touch the toe, it's okay. This time I'm gonna go faster than the first 2 times. Come on, swing. Let's go. Kick, kick, come on. Kick, 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 kick. Keep the core tight. Couple more seconds, I'm gonna switch. Good, now right hand in the front. I'm gonna kick with the left. Come on, let's pump it. Let's pump it, let's push it. I know it's tough on some of the balance. Got 5 more seconds. Let's go. I'm getting warm. Break. Good job. Now the butt kicks. All right, let's go. Let's right into it. Come on. Yadira is doing the modified version. We're loosening up the quads, front part of the leg. Let's go, pump it, pump it. Yeah. Nice. Break. 30 seconds rest. I want to get right into the exercise. We'll be right back. And we are back. All right, this time we're going to do each exercise for 20 seconds and a minute rest after the third. All right, so the first one we're going to do, I call it like a burpee into a squat. All right, so she's going to do the modified and I'm going to do the intermediate. Here we go. So we're going to get into a high plank. Okay, high plank. When I push up, stay in the squat. Stay low. See, as Yadira's doing step at a time. If you have trouble doing it like me, 5 more seconds left, or like she is, do it on a chair. Put your hands on a chair. Break from these. Like I said, if you can't do it like she is or I am, put your hand on the chair and perform the exercise. The next one we're gonna do is lunge hops. All right, so she's just gonna do regular lunges. Here, go ahead and step back. Or you can step forward, all right? And you wanna make sure the front knee is not going past your toes, okay? You wanna keep your shoulders back, all right? And squeeze the glutes. This is a good one for the glutes. So hop, hopping, hopping, hopping right here. Shoulders back, springing up, pushing, pushing, pushing. Couple more seconds. All right, good job. So those are the lunge hops. All right, then we're gonna get into a squat calf raise. But you're gonna stay low into your squat. And you're gonna raise on your toe. All right, she can do the same one. If you have trouble doing the squat, you can come up a little bit, slight bend on your knees, and right here, right there, okay? So she can do either or, you can do either or. Let's go. Here, so from the side, butt out, keep it tight, stay low. Oh yeah, feel the burn, I do feel it, come on. Push it, Push it. There. Push it. Push it. Keep the quads tight. Break from the, all right. We're gonna take 1 minute rest and we're gonna be right back. Make sure you take your sip of your water, grab your towel. Don't sit down. Keep moving around. We don't want the blood to flow. We don't want the blood just to stop and go back to how it was. All right, you want it to go back slowly. Just keep moving. Let's go. All right, we got about 5 more seconds left. And we're gonna burpee into a squat. Make sure you like the video, share, comment. Anything you like us to target, please let us know here. All right, I'm into the high plank. Let's go, set this, all right. High plank and low, come on. A little faster this time, come on. Yeah. If you have trouble doing like that, it's okay. You can stand up and step, hop back up. All right, switch. We're gonna go to the lunge hop. All right, she's gonna do the modified version and I'm gonna do the hops. Let's go. Everybody in position. Remember, no, go ahead, get in your position so they can see. See that? You don't want your toes. You want your knees past your toes, all right? You want it parallel. Here we go. Come on. Yeah. Feel the burn. Let's go. Okay, yeah. 5 more seconds. Come on. Ha, ha. Good job. Good job. And the next one is squat calf raise. All right, remember, stay in that low squat. Stay in that low squat. Butt out, chest up, and raise, 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 raise. Come on. Raise, raise. Keep that squat. Feel the burn. I'm feeling it. If you can't do it, if it's burning too much, you can't deal with it, squat. Squat, up, up. Squat, raise. All right, now we're gonna switch it. Okay, and actually, that's our break. 1 minute, all right? See how fast that goes? When we have fun, things go by fast. We're gonna dig a water, we're gonna wipe the sweat, and we'll be right back. All right, everyone, this is gonna be the last round. We have 5 more seconds of the rest. Make sure you inhale in your nose, exhale. All right, here we go. Let's get down into that high plank. Last one of these. Let's go. We're gonna push it. Give it all you got. Come on. Ha. Oh yeah. Let's work it. We are getting right and tight. Come on. We're working this temple and we're working the inside. Couple more seconds left. Come on. All right, now we're gonna switch. Switch. Lunge hop. Lunge hop. Here we go. Gonna get into that lunge position. Let's go right into it. 20 seconds. Come on. 2, 3. Long strides. Good. Ha. Oh yeah. I'm feeling it. 5 more seconds left. Come on. Let's go. Whew. Break. Break. Shake it off. Shake it off. Because it is burning. Inhale. Exhale. Now, last one. Squat calf raise. Let's go. Come on. 2. Inhale. Exhale. Keep it tight. Shoulders back. Come on. Oh yeah. Woo. Couple more seconds. Good. Break. Good job. She's a beast. You're a beast. Virtual high five, everyone. Come on. A minute rest, and then we're gonna get into the next 3. All right, so we'll be right back. Let the water break, wipe the sweat. Stay tuned. All right, hey, welcome back. Hope everyone enjoyed that minute rest. All right, so the next 3 we're gonna do what's called the Cobra. good on the low back. And the way we're gonna do it, we wanna place our arms, you're gonna feel it in the upper back. And we're gonna do moving push-ups. And then we're gonna do squat punches. You're gonna hold the squat and do punches, all right? Very exciting stuff. Okay, here we go. So for the Cobra, so you're gonna lie in your stomach, all right? Go ahead. Lie in your stomach, so. And then your hands here. And you're gonna raise your chest off the ground, okay? Let's go. If you have trouble doing that, use your hand for a little support, all right? Just for support to help you up. Let's go, come on. Only stop when I say. Here, here. From the side, here, here, here. Okay, good job. All right. And the next one is moving push-up. So she's gonna do it on her knees. So moving push-up. So you're here, push-up. Other side, push-up. So you're gonna move. Other side, push-up. All right, good. And the intermediate version, we're here, move, push-up, up, move, push-up, move, push-up. Only thing that's moving is my hands. And when you do these push-ups like she is, make sure you bring your stomach to the ground. All right? Beautiful. Yeah. All right, break. Went a little over. It's all right. Squat punches. These ones are fun. Don't hurt anyone after I teach you these. All right? Here we go. When to be in a squat, want to just punch. Punch up over your head. All right, we're gonna be so we're right here. Come on. Let's go. Yeah. Act like someone's right in front of your face or with a mat or a bag or something. And you're punching. Come on. Feel the burn in the shoulders. Let's go. 5 more seconds. Come on. I feel the burn. Let's go. Good job. Good job. All right, minute rest. We're gonna get right back into those. All right, grab your towel, your water bottle. Please comment on these videos that we do. Support us here at New England Christian Television Network. All right, if you have any questions, please drop your message or shoot me a message, personal message at Danny Montero on Facebook or Mind and Body Soul Fitness on Facebook, same as Instagram. Mind and Body Soul Fitness. I do personal training, one-on-one, small groups, whatever your fitness needs are, doesn't matter your level or your age, I can help you out. All right? Grab that water. We have 10 more seconds, I'll be right back. We are back. All right, we're gonna get down into the Cobra. Everyone should know how the Cobra is now. We're doing each exercise for 20 seconds, a minute rest on the third when the third one is completed. Let's go. Here, up, squeeze, squeeze up, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Squeeze your glutes, your butt, and the low back, and the upper back. Come on. Oh yeah. Couple more seconds left, come on. All right, switch. Push-up, moving push-ups, let's go. All right, so I'm gonna do the push-up here, push-up, move, push-up, come on. Push-up, push-up, come on. Couple more seconds. Good job, good job. Now, squat punches. Stay in that low squat and hold it, and we're punching. Come on. Here we go. Come on. Let's go. Come on, work it. Come on, punch. Punch, punch, come on. Punch. Keep the shoulders tight. We're punching. Oh, yeah. Let's go. Come on. Keep the abs tight. Shoulders tight. Come on. 3 more seconds. Let's go. Good job. Good job. Good job, everyone. I'm breathing pretty good. I'm alive. If you're alive, you should be working it hard. All right, a lot of people, like I say, that wish they can do the things we're doing right now, but they can't. for specific reasons, medical conditions. All right, so use what God gave you and let's work it. About 30 more seconds left on the rest, for this rest. All right, we are back. Hope everyone enjoyed that minute rest. All right, so we're gonna get right into it. This is the last round. We're gonna fight through this and push through this. Give it all you've got. All right, stay strong. Say a prayer if you have to. God got you. All right. When we are weak, He's strong to lift us up. We got this. Cobra, come on. Let's push it. Let's go. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze the back, upper and lower. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze the butt. Come on. Oh yeah. 5 more seconds, come on. Come on. Break on these ones. All right. Moving push-ups, last one. Let's give it all you got. Let's fight through this. Come on. Let's work it. Huh. Come on. See, if you wanna hop like this, come on. Come on, let's go. Let's feel it, let's feel it. Let's get pumped. 5 more seconds, come on. Let's work it. Come on. Good job. Good job. All right. Squat. Punches. Come on, last one. Let's give it all we got. Speed. Lightning. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Punch, 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 punch. Let's go. 5 more seconds. Come on. Good. Good job. Break. We made it. Woo! I hope a virtual high five, everyone. Should be proud of yourself for getting through this. Next ones are abs. All right. We're going to blast it with some ab workouts. So we'll be right back. All right, we are back. I needed that little rest. Woo! All right, the first one we're gonna do Russian twist. It's gonna target the sides. We're gonna do leg raises, targets the bottom of the abdominals. And then we're gonna do toe touches, about the middle of the abs and the upper. All right, let's go. Russian twist. Okay, so I'm gonna do it with my legs raised. Yadira is going to do it with the foot on the ground and twist. All right? Like I say, if you have any issues doing any of these, please let me know. If you feel any pain, please let me know. If I don't know the answer, I might have to direct you to someone else, or you can speak to your physician. Come on. Twist, twist. All right, great job. Now we're going to lay back. And we're gonna do leg raises, okay? So Yadira's gonna do it. She's gonna put her hand like in a V, bottom of her back to her, bottom of the back to the upper of the butt. She's gonna raise and go right back down. Her neck's on the ground for just if she has pain. If you have pain, you do it like that. If you're all good, I'm gonna do it like this. So, come on, come on. Keep the abs tight. Focus on the abs. The muscle you're focusing on, your brain sends signals to that area. You get some blood flow and it starts to work. Activate those muscles. Come on. All right, switch. Good job. And the third one is toe touches. So you're gonna raise both feet up. Both feet up. And if you have trouble doing it like me, you can just keep it up and just reach up. Reach up. If you have trouble doing it like her, you can bend the knees and just tap. Go back down and tap, okay? All right, so I'm gonna do it here. Up, as high as I can. As high as I can. Come on. Here. Here. Come on, pump it. Yeah. 5 more seconds. Oh yeah. Good job. Good job. All right, so when we do the abs, 20 seconds each. 30-second rest, okay? We're gonna come back up. I'm gonna have my partner here. All right, 20 more seconds. Grab some water, your towel. We're gonna get right back to the floor. All right, back. All right, this is gonna be the last round of the abs, all right? So we're gonna push it, keep it tight, okay? Squeeze. It's all about the squeeze. Russian twist, let's go. Come on. Twist, 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 twist. This one's tough on the balance. You gotta keep the core strong, okay? Keep it tight. Twist, 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 twist. Couple more seconds, let's go. Twist. Good job, good job. All right, and leg raises, okay? Come on, give it all you got. This is the last one. All right, let's go. 20 seconds, come on. Let's go. Inhale, exhale. Keep the abs tight. Four more seconds, come on. Break on these ones. Good job. Good job. All right, toe touch. We're gonna get right into it. I'm feeling the burn. Yeah, it's all good. It's a good thing about it. You know you're doing something good. Come on. From the side here. Oh yeah. Come on. 5 more seconds. Woo! Come on. Yes. Break. Good job. Good job, everyone. I hope everyone enjoyed this session here. If you have any comments, like I say, please drop them. Share this video. Support us here at New England Christian Television Network. I, Danny Montero, thank you. Yadira.
Ricardo, thank you.
Have a blessed day, everyone. Peace and love. Hey guys, welcome back. Happy to have you back. I'm excited. I have Yadira back here with us, and Danny Montero, certified personal trainer with Mind and Body Soul Fitness. And we're gonna get into some dynamic stretching. That's the first thing we're gonna do. But make sure you have your towel, your water bottle, because we're gonna sweat and you're gonna get thirsty. All right, so let's get right in tight. Okay, the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna do some side lunges. So you're gonna be wide here, and then just go to the side. All right, we're gonna just keep moving side to side. So when I move to one side, I'm gonna go to the side view so you can see. One leg is bent, the other one is straight. All right, just keep moving, good. Good, right there. All right, we'll just loosen the muscles up, all right? Each one we're gonna do for 20 seconds and 30-second rest. Good. And just loosen them. This is just another form of stretching, moving, loosen up the muscles. All right, we're gonna switch. We're gonna do front kicks, okay? So the way I like to do it is, we're gonna start off like this. Left hand in the front, right leg, we're gonna swing it straight. Tap your toe. Here, just go where you feel comfortable. If you can't touch your toe, that's okay. Inhale, exhale, keep the abs tight. All right, we're gonna 10 more seconds and we're gonna switch. We're loosening up the hamstrings. All right, switch. Here we go. Now, my right hand's in the front, I'm swinging with my left. Here we go. If you can't touch your toe, that's fine. Eventually, you will. But this is just a stretch. Warm up the muscles. And then the next one we're gonna do is butt kicks. We're going, all right, here we go. We're gonna loosen up the quads. So Yadira is gonna do like this here.
Piece of you. I just have to roll with the punches
Okay.
and sort of go with it
And
go, okay,
I'm just
tomorrow
gonna
for the day.
do them like so. Hop.
In May 2011, I will be competing in the International Sports Modelling Physique Competition. And it'll be
Keep the
roughly
shoulders
9 to
back,
10 months after my
abs tight.
second baby.
Inhale, exhale.
Well, hey everyone, my name is Stephen. I'm one of the pastors here at Grace Church. We're so glad that you joined us today. We want to make this as interactive as possible. We know that we are obviously not all in the same room together, but it's okay to make this two-way, so feel free to give feedback, to comment. If there's a particular point in the message or throughout this service that you really like, that stands out to you, put a heart or put one of those like thumbs up emojis. If there's something that you don't like, that you disagree with, you can put a thumbs down. Or if you're getting bored, you can put one of those falling asleep ones. We just want to hear from you. We want to make it fun and interactive with you. This week, I played Monopoly with my wife, and it only took a global pandemic for us to finally pull out that game that we got from our wedding years ago. Does anybody have a favorite Monopoly piece? Mine is the old car, the old-fashioned like buggy car, like the old-school stock car thing. My wife and I played it, and we realized very quickly, we hadn't played in years together, that we have two very different strategies. My strategy is to try to lock down 2 or 3 monopolies and go all in with them, build houses and hotels and basically set up like different, I call them doomsday spots, that if you land on it, and like all of a sudden you owe me $1,000 for rent, and it just destroys all of the like finances that you made in the game. Her strategy is different. Her strategy is to buy everything she lands on. Maybe that's you. But as we started to play the game, we realized that she was playing more defense and I was playing more offense, because I would buy 2 of one Monopoly and then she'd just buy the other one and hold on to it. And I'd try to negotiate with her, and I'd try to say, okay, I'll give you New York Avenue and $200 for Indiana Avenue. And she wouldn't do it because she knew that it would give me a Monopoly. So it just went back and forth. It was kind of this standstill. But then something happened in the game. I did lock down a few monopolies, and I was able to build those spots, and she did land on one of those finally. She landed on it, and all of a sudden, she owes me like $925 in rent. Then all of a sudden, the negotiation changes, the conversation changes, and now, because she's desperate, and because she's in some financial crisis because of my monopoly, now she's willing to make a deal with me. And not only that, because she owes me money, is like I'm able to actually get the property from her. It's funny how, like, when crisis hits, all of a sudden our options open up. The things that we were no to before, out of desperation, we're a little bit more open to them. And sometimes when crisis hits, that's exactly what happens in our lives. Even outside of the game of Monopoly, we see that happen, that an unexpected curveball or crisis or desperation moment comes, and you open up your options. And the things that you said no to before, you consider. Sometimes God's nudging us to do things over and over and over that we're closed off to, that we shut down quickly, over and over and over again. But then a crisis comes. Then desperation mode kicks in. A curveball comes, and things change. We become open because we need to. There's been a lot of curveballs that have come in to all of our lives the past few weeks, and there's curveballs that have come into your lives way before this, and those won't stop. We don't have baseball right now. There's no sports. This past Monday was supposed to be opening day for 30 different teams that were supposed to lace up and play their first game. It didn't happen. A curveball was thrown into the mix. Anybody miss baseball? Put like a frown face if you miss watching baseball right now. Or put a thumbs up if you're really glad that your family is not stuck to the TV watching baseball right now. The fact is, life is going to throw you curveballs, right? It's going to throw you curveballs. Unexpected things will happen because life doesn't follow a script. Tragedies will come. Unexpected events will come into your life that you did not see coming. That is life, because life is not in our control. And even though God doesn't necessarily throw the pitch our way, he can use it to move you forward towards something new. So what if God was able to use a new crisis in your life to bring you to something new? A new opportunity, or a new initiative, or a new relationship, a new calling. We're going to look at a story that you're probably somewhat familiar with, the story of Jonah. A lot of us have heard of him, whether you grew up in church or not. He's the guy with the fish, right? That's what we know about him, and it almost seems like this goofy fairy tale, but it's so profound, the message in this story, and it actually sets up the Easter story that we'll be talking about in our next service on Easter weekend. And here's what it says. It begins in Jonah chapter 1, verse 1. We're just going to jump right in because Jonah jumps right in. It doesn't waste any time with like an intro. It's just the first verse. It lets you know exactly where the story's going. Here's what it says. The Lord gave this message to Jonah, son of Amittai. Get up and go to the great city of Nineveh. Announce my judgment against it because I have seen how wicked its people are. So the story starts with this conversation between God and Jonah, and he says, Jonah, I'm calling you to something new. And this is a unique calling because he's calling him to a city, Nineveh, which most people don't know this, was the largest city in the world at the time. It was the Assyrian capital, the capital of the Assyrian Empire. It was an important cultural center. It was the most influential city in all of the world, this great city. It would be like the equivalent of New York City today. It'd be like if God came to you and he says, Jonah, Bob, Karen, Gertrude, whatever your name is, Lars, I'm calling you to go to New York City, to go right into the middle of it, and to proclaim my wrath on the city, to say, because you've been disobedient, God's wrath is coming. What would you say if that happened? Absolutely, God, I surrender all to you. No, probably not, right? And that's exactly how Jonah replies, how many of us would. He says in verse 3, Jonah got up and he went in the opposite direction to get away from the Lord. He went down to the port of Joppa where he found a ship leaving for Tarshish. He bought a ticket and he went on board hoping to escape from the Lord by sailing to Tarshish. So a lot has already happened. We're only 3 verses into the story, but a lot has happened. God tells Jonah, I have this huge call for your life. I'm calling you to do something new. I'm calling you into a new season. Some of you are feeling that right now. There's something new coming for you. I'm going to use you, Jonah, to be my voice in the most important, most influential city in the world, Nineveh. You will call them to repentance. It won't be easy. It'll be really uncomfortable. It's going to stretch you, but I've chosen you. What I learned from this is that calling trumps comfort. Because for Jonah, the only way he would be willing to follow after what God's calling him to do is to put his comfort to the side. That God's call in your life puts your comfort on the back burner. In fact, most of the time, you have to choose between God's call or comfort in your life. When I look back at my life and the different things that God's been leading me towards, it was never something that made my life more comfortable. It was always something that stretched me so that more people could be reached, so that God could work in a bigger way, so that somebody's life might be impacted in a new way. It means putting my comfort over here so that I can chase after what God's trying to do. God's call, it's not this booming voice from heaven that a lot of times when we think of like the movies, and we think, God called me to do this, or God said this to me, God spoke to me. It's not like how we think of it. It's not how the media portrays it. It's not how movies show it. Like to me, God's call in my life, when I felt like God's led me to something, it's not like this conversation like we see between Jonah and God. It's here. It's subtle. It's in my heart. It's God stirring my soul, God igniting a flame, God giving me like a passion for something. You want to know what God might be calling you towards? Ask this question. What is your spiritual burden? Like, what's the thing that your heart keeps going back to? What's the thing that just, like, you can't stop thinking about it? It keeps you up at night. As Popeye used to say, like, whenever he saw an injustice, he'd say, that's all I can stand. I can't stand no more. I don't know if you guys remember watching that as a kid, but Like, it's that idea, like, what's the thing for you? That's a little different for each of us. We all have a little different spiritual burdens. To me, that's the first step in helping to determine what is the calling that God has for you. What is he stirring in your heart? That could be a specific person that you see making bad decisions around you. That could be an opportunity to make a difference, something that's been in the back of your mind that you've been kind of playing around with for a while, that you've been dwelling on. It's the things you dream of. It's what keeps you up at night. It's that specific passion that God has given you to make a difference in the people around you. What's your burden? I started to follow Jesus when I was in high school, 16 years old, and it changed the way that I looked at the other students around me in my school. Not like in a judgmental way, but I just started to view them as God's children, that God created each of us to have this relationship with him. And I just noticed how few students in my high school had any kind of relationship with God. Probably like less than 10%, maybe similar to the kind of school that you grew up going to. And it broke my heart because the things that I was able to experience with God, the kind of relationship that I had with God, I wanted the other students in my school to have as well. And I would go to church, and I'd go to like my youth group, and I'd sing the songs, and I'd listen to the messages, and it, like I'd have this really impactful, like life-changing season of my life that God's just working as this brand new Christ follower. But I was kind of burdened because at the same time, I just kept thinking about how I wanted them to experience that too. Like, do you guys ever have an experience like that where the whole time you're thinking, oh, I wish my friends could find this too? Or you ever have like an amazing meal where you're like, like once you taste it, you're like, I got to tell my friends about that. For me, it was like, I've got to tell my friends about God. And so, like, as I prayed about this, I realized that a lot of my friends, they probably weren't interested in coming to church with me. Like, that was a little bit of an intimidating invite. And so instead I thought, what if I could try to bring it to them? And so after spending a lot of time talking with a few friends, myself and 3 other friends decided to start a campus ministry at our school. As a pale, chubby senior in high school, I started this campus ministry on Wednesday mornings that met in the gym of our school. And after a lot of prep, we gave flyers out. We put flyers on all the cars. And like we were kind of shy with it. Like we didn't, very few people are totally comfortable just talking about God in their high school, and we were no different. And so we tried to invite some people, and we really wanted them to know about God, but it felt awkward, and we were torn with it, right? Because we're still high schoolers, and we still want people to like us. And so we finally have our first morning, like our big kickoff in the gym, and 17 students showed up, and we were just psyched. And it was 7 a.m., and Switchfoot is like blasting through the speakers. I don't know if you guys know Switchfoot. That was a band that was huge when I was in like high school, college. And then there were donuts there, Krispy Kreme donuts. I don't know if you guys know Krispy Kreme, but growing up in Tennessee, Krispy Kreme is like, in Revelation, it talks about the new earth, like the new heaven and the new earth, and how things will be even better than we can imagine. That's like what Krispy Kreme donuts, it's like in the new heaven and new earth, the donuts will be Krispy Kreme. So we had those, we had everyone there, we sang a few songs, and then I stood up in front of the other 16 students, and I just gave like a really rocky, rough, like Bible story teaching, because I had no experience doing it, and it was like watching American Idol and those auditions at the beginning that you're kind of like, oh, and they're weird and uncomfortable. That's what it felt like. And so a few weeks later, we're meeting every week. We got like 15 students coming, 20 students, and we're just so excited to bring them in and talk about God. But a few weeks later, I'm talking with one of my friends after youth group, my buddy Tim, and he's asking me how it's going. And like, it was so hard because while I was so excited about leading this, and I felt so passionate about it, like I felt so inadequate, and I felt so underqualified, and I felt like I'm not a good communicator. I feel weird talking about the Bible. I tried out for my school play, and I couldn't even make that. Like, I was so insecure. I struggled with it, and I kept saying, am I the right person for this? And I wonder if that's how Jonah felt. I wonder if some of you feel that way, where there's something that God might be nudging you towards, and your first thought is, I'm not the right person for that. I'm not qualified to do that. I wonder if that's, God comes to Jonah and says, I'm calling you to go to the most powerful, influential city. You're going to be the voice there. I wonder if Jonah's immediate thought was, do Me? You have the right person? So he runs. But God's calling, it's not even about you. It's about him. This isn't about what you can do. This is about what God can do in your life. Calling requires the strength of God. If you can do it without God, your calling isn't big enough. It's based on comfort, not on faith. God's calling will stretch you. To me, that's how I know it's from God, is if it's stretched beyond what I could do without him. So Jonah, out of fear, out of uncomfort, out of worry, he fled. And God kept trying to get his attention so he would turn back. Verse 4, it says, "The Lord hurled a powerful wind over the sea, causing a violent storm that threatened to break the ship apart. Fearing for their lives, the desperate sailors shouted to their gods for help and threw the cargo overboard." They were so desperate, they were just calling out to anything just to lighten the ship. But all this time, Jonah was sound asleep down in the hold. Some of you are really good at sleeping through storms. I'm not. Jonah clearly was. Jonah had fully given up on God's calling at this point. He just went the other way and he fell asleep because in his mind, he wasn't the right person. This wasn't for him. So the story goes on, and they're going back and forth, and Jonah wakes up and he realizes that God's called this storm because of him, and he tells the sailors. The sailors find out that Jonah is the cause of all this. Verse 15, it says this, "Then the sailors picked Jonah up and threw him into the raging sea, and the storm stopped at once. The sailors were awestruck by the Lord's great power, and they offered him a sacrifice, and they vowed to serve him." Remember, just moments ago, they were worshiping other false gods, but they see this one act, and it turns them to God. Now the Lord had arranged for a great fish to swallow Jonah, and Jonah was inside the fish for 3 days and 3 nights. This seems so casual, doesn't it? Like this idea that this man gets thrown overboard and then a fish just eats him. Like a lot of us have heard this story before, so we're almost numb to how odd this whole circumstance is, that Jonah is now inside a fish that God provided for him. He gets eaten by a fish, and he lived there for 3 days. Like imagine that you're recapping a vacation with a friend, and they're like, "And then you'll never guess what happened. I fell out of the boat, and a fish ate me, and I was just there for a few days." Isn't that crazy? Like we'd stop there for a bit and we'd be like, hold on, that's the weirdest thing I've ever heard. That's what happens here with Jonah. Just imagine the terror of that, of being stuck in a fish. I think a lot of times we get this image that it's like maybe this huge whale and he can look around, it's like a tunnel, but it's a fish. Like there's no daylight, he has no food. At any moment he thinks he's gonna die, he can probably barely breathe. The fish could just plunge into the water and open its mouth and he's going to drown. Like, just imagine, like, the anxiety and the terror that he felt for 3 days straight as the whole time he's thinking, he's not dead yet, but he will be soon. Like, just imagine that feeling. Well, sometimes when crisis hits, we become open to things we rejected before, like trades in Monopoly, or like God's call that didn't seem like a good idea before, but now, when you're stuck in the fish, when you're in the crisis, you're in the rock bottom moment and you're desperate, now it's your only choice. And it's amazing how God can use those circumstances to kind of steer our hearts back to him. And so chapter 2 is Jonah praying this prayer of desperation from inside the fish to God. And here's the very end of it, verse 7. He says, "As my life was slipping away, I remembered the Lord, and my earnest prayer went to you in your holy temple. Those who worship false gods turn their backs on all God's mercies, but I will offer sacrifices to you with songs of praise, and I will fulfill all my vows, for my salvation comes from the Lord alone." I'll fulfill all my vows, Lord. The things I said I wouldn't do, I'll do now. Because when you're in the fish, your prayer changes, right? Like if you got swallowed by a fish, all of a sudden you'd be way more dependent on God. Sometimes we need to go through a phase of complete desperation before we realize how dependent on God we really are. See, when Jonah had other options and he could just hop on another boat, he wasn't dependent on God. But when the fish comes, suddenly he's open to calling. Now that I'm in this fish, well, now I'm open to what I said no to before because I'm desperate. See, God uses crisis to move you towards your calling. God does that all the time. It doesn't mean he caused the crisis, but he allows it because we need moments of desperation. And in those moments of desperation, we see our lives differently. When I'm strong, I'm in control. When I'm weak, I'm not. When I'm strong, I can present myself as having no flaws at all. But when I'm weak, the mask falls off. And then God can say, there, now I can use you. Because we're finally handing over control to him. When I'm weak, that's when God can show off because it's his power, not mine. Verse 10, then the Lord ordered the fish to spit Jonah out onto the beach. The story goes on in chapter 3. It says, then the Lord spoke to Jonah a second time. Get up and go to the great city of Nineveh and deliver the message I've given you. Sounds familiar, right? Basically, chapter 1 and 2 of Jonah are just a big circle where Jonah has to go through all this just to get right back to the place that God wanted him to be the whole time. But this time, Jonah responds differently. This time, Jonah obeyed the Lord's command and went to Nineveh, a city so large that it took 3 days to see it all. So 3 days in the fish running from God turns into 3 days in the city running for God. See, Jonah got over the feelings of discomfort and inadequacy because he realized that if this was something God was leading him towards, it didn't matter how strong he was. It wasn't about him. And it took crisis in his life for him to realize that. I wonder if God might be using this season of your life in the same way. For some of you, this is a crisis that God is going to use so that you will be more dependent on him. It doesn't mean he's the one that threw the curveball at you, but it means he's ready to respond and he's ready to help you so that you'll lean in on the calling that's been in the back of your mind for a while, so that you'll finally get over the feelings of fear or inadequacy or insecurity and choose to trust God, because calling takes faith. A question that I have to go back to constantly is this: where am I doomed to fail if God doesn't show up? Where am I doomed to fail if God doesn't show up? Because the fact is, if I can't identify any area of my life that I really need God to show up, then I'm not really living by faith. I'm just living within my own abilities and my own comfort. That's what it means to live by faith. If you're doing everything without God, you aren't really walking by faith. You aren't really living out the mission that he has for you, the calling that he has for you, the purpose that he has for you. Because when we're really living those out, we need God to show up because we're walking by faith and he's stretching us beyond what we're able to do on our own. Like when people say God won't give you more than he can handle, that's wrong. He will. And if you're following him, he will all the time, because it's through his power that you're able to get over it. If you can handle it on your own, it takes no faith at all. How is my life any different from somebody who has no relationship with God? So God doesn't always throw the curveballs, but he's like the batting coach who's ready to give advice. A batter who's hitting 400, who's hitting 500, who's just crushing it in life, they don't need a batting coach. They've got it all figured out. It's when the batter hits below 250, when things start to struggle, when he's in a place of desperation, it's then that he looks to the coach for instruction. It's in the weakness that we call out to God and ask for his help. That's when we're open to his call. See, I had to realize that for that campus ministry that I was leading in high school, that it wasn't about me. It wasn't about how good of a preacher I was, or if I felt like I was ready, or if I felt like I was qualified for it. If God was calling me to do it, what he's looking for is availability, is teachability, is humility. God's not impressed with my skill set, and that's why he's chosen me in his calling. Because it's not about what I want to do, it's what God wants to do through me. And once I realized that ministry started to grow, and we started to see more friends come. And it took the pressure off of me feeling like this is all about what I'm doing and what I can and can't do. We really started to see some interesting things happen. At the end of that year, 2 weeks before I graduated, we decided to have like one big final outreach event and just invite our friends. And so we came up with this idea called Operation Cujo. And it was basically like a scavenger hunt in the woods that had these different competitions where whoever completed all 6 stations that were scattered in the woods wins. And it was the winner gets $50 and it was teams of 2. And we told all of the regulars that were coming to our campus ministry, we want you to come, and we want you to bring a friend who's spiritually disconnected, because we're going to do this game, and then we're going to have a big cookout in the guy's backyard who was hosting it, and then I'm going to stand up, and I'm going to talk about Jesus. I'm going to tell my story. And so that's exactly what happened. So that night comes, and we had 50 students from our high school come. And we were so excited that God was going to use this night in a special way. And so we Operation Cujo goes on, the competition goes, everyone's having a blast and running around the woods, and then we gather up and we have hot dogs. We run out of hot dogs because we had way more people come than we thought. And then everyone kind of has this powwow in the backyard where everyone kind of camps out on the ground, and I stand up right next to the bonfire that we'd made, and I'm going to share the story of how I met Jesus and how they can too. And I was terrified, and I was so nervous and uncomfortable because I'd never done anything like that before. But I had to remember that this wasn't about me, and it wasn't about my skills. It was about what God wanted to do, to share my story of how I became a Christ follower with a bunch of people that I knew that I didn't want to graduate high school before I gave my friends the chance to do the same thing. And that night I saw 12 of my friends turn and start to follow Jesus. What it took was me getting out of the way and trusting that this was about God the whole time. It was never about me, that I'd become my own roadblock, because I was worried so much about if I was qualified to do it or if I had the right skill set to do it, and not focus on what God was stretching me towards. It's not about what I can do, it's about what God can do through my availability. So what's your spiritual burden? What's the thing that you're passionate about? What's the thing your heart keeps going back to? What if God's trying to use this season to get your attention? What if this curveball is just one way that you're going to be open to an option that you said no to before? What if God's going to use crisis to lead you to a new calling? Because God might be trying to use this season that way. And those curveballs, they help us to shed off fears and put more trust in God. And as your batting coach, God, He has the answer. I'll tell you what's exciting about this season is I can't remember the last time God got this much attention in America. I don't think more people have been thinking about godly things and been looking to God than since 9/11. What if God's using this in a very unique and special way? What if this is a catalyst for something brand new in the church all across the country? Because we're no longer too distracted or too busy with all of the other things that have now been shut down, to where now we're looking at the options that we said no to before. I'm curious to see if this generation is going to do something for God that I've never seen in my life, and this is the catalyst for it. So what's God nudging you towards? Who is God nudging you towards? Because if comfort's holding you back, God is going to allow curveballs to keep entering into your life until you push past it. He's going to keep letting them come through until you realize that it's not about your qualifications, it's not about your comfort, it's about what Christ already did on the cross for you. That's the only thing that qualifies you. Don't be the roadblock that slows down what God wants to do in your life. Because my calling was never really about me and what I can do. It's about what God can do through my life. Let's pray together. God, Lord, this is such a meaningful story that we read about. And it's not about a guy with a fish. It's about all of our hearts, God, that I believe every single one of us, there's times for every Christ follower that you put things on our heart that you're leading us towards that we turn and run from because maybe we're scared, or maybe it's uncomfortable, maybe it stretches us too far, maybe it takes too much faith, God. God, I pray where there's doubt, can you just give us faith? God, where we're afraid of being uncomfortable, God, give us boldness, give us courage. God, will you give us a deeper burden for the things on our heart?